Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's live, we want to look at the rules of sorts. Okay, we want to look at the rules of sorts, and there are two major rules of sorts. There are two major rules of sorts that we are going to be applying to solve problems, okay, to solve questions today. All right, so the first law says that if you have root A multiplied by root B is same thing as having root AB. All right, so if you have something like this is what it gives you at the end. And also it says that when you have something like root A divided by root B, now it's equivalent to root A over B. Okay, so those are the two major rules of sorts that we are going to be using, we're going to be applying to solve problems in what? In mathematics, okay? All right, so now let's look at some of the problems, some of the questions that I have. We're going to be solving them and we're going to be using these rules. We're going to be applying these rules to solve these problems. Okay, now, number one, okay, number one, let's solve this problem. Simplify root 50. Okay, you have to simplify root 50. All right, because now we have perfect square numbers. We have perfect square numbers. These are numbers that you can find their square roots, right? We have perfect square numbers, numbers that you can find their square roots. And then by the time you know 50 is not a perfect square number, right? If you want to solve this without using a calculator, there is a way you do that. You look for the factors of 50, and one of those factors must be a perfect square number. Okay, what are perfect square numbers? Let me write them again. Right, so 1 is a perfect square number. We have 4. Okay, I don't know if you guys are seeing it. Okay, let me just write it down here. We have 1, perfect square numbers. We have 4, we have 9, we have 16, we have 25, we have 36, we have 49, we have 64. These are perfect square numbers, right? Numbers that you can find their square root. Okay, so now because 50 is not one of those numbers, and we have to simplify this without using a calculator. Of course, if we use a calculator to find square root of 50, it's going to give us decimal numbers, and that's not what we are looking at. So now, because this is actually not a rational number, so what we do is that we are going to split this 50 into 2. And by the time you do that, one of the numbers must be a perfect square number. All right, so what we do is 50 is same thing as 25 times 2. 25 times 2 will give us 50. All right, so from what we have, you discover that 25 is a perfect square number. From the perfect square number I listed here, you can see that 25 is one of them. All right, so now let's apply one of the laws that I gave us earlier. I gave us a law that says that if you have root A multiplied by root B, it gives us what? Root AB, either of the two. All right, so we can either move from here to this place or move from here to this place. Okay, now what do? We give what are we going to do? We're going to apply it from here. This is the form that we have, is in this form. Then we're going to put it in that form. So we have, that means we have root 25 multiplied by root 2. Right, so we can find square root of 25. What is square root of 25 is 5, because 5 times 5 gives us 25. That means this is 5 multiplied by root 2. Okay, so this is the final answer. That is the final answer. If you simplify root 50, it gives us 5 root 2. It gives us 5 root 2. All right, so let's look at another question. Let's look at another question. Okay, this one says you should simplify root 18 plus root 8. Okay, so simplify, this is number 2, root 18 plus root 8. Simplify root 18 plus root 8. All right, so we're going to apply one of the rules of sorts, and exactly the one we have on board. And don't forget, I said you find factors of 18, and one of those factors must be a perfect square number. You also find factors of 8, and one of it must be a perfect square number. Okay, so now let's see how we can split it. In 18, we have 9 times 2. 9 times 2 will give us 18 plus 8. We have 4 times 2. 4 times 2 will give us 8. Okay, so now applying the first law that I gave us. So we have root 9 multiplied by 2. Okay, so this is for the first one, multiplied by root 4 multiplied by root 2. Okay, so what's square root of 9? Square root of 9 is 3. So we have 3 root 2 plus what's square root of 4? Square root of 4 is 2. So we have 2 root 2. All right, you can see that root 2 is common. We both have root 2. This is root 2 and this is also root 2. All right, so we can say let's root 2 be equals to x. If you have 3x plus 2x, what will be the final answer? The final answer will be what? To be 5x. All right, so we can assume that root 2 is x. That means 3 root 2 plus 2 root 2 should give us 5 root 2. And that is the final answer. Okay, so if you simplify that, we have 5 root 2. All right, so now let's look at another one. Let's look at another question. Okay. So let's look at another question. This one says that we should simplify, third one says we should simplify root 12. Simplify root 12 plus root 27. Okay. Minus root 27. So we should simplify root 12 minus root 27. Right, so we are still going to do the same here. We're going to split 12 and also we're going to split 27. And then one of the factors of 12 must be a perfect square number. So we can use 4 times 3 because 4 is a perfect square number and 3 is not. So we just need one of it to be a perfect square number. All right, 27. 27, we can use 9 times 3. Okay, because 9 is a perfect square number. 3 is not, but then since 9 is perfect square number, we can use it. Okay, so we are going to apply that law. All right, that first rule of sorts that I give us. That means this same thing as root 4 multiplied by root 3 minus this is root 9 multiplied by root 3. Okay, so square root of 4 is 2. So we have 2 root 3 minus square root of 9 is 3. We have 3 root 3. Okay, now if you have root 3 is common, we can factor it out. Root 3 is common, we can factor it out. If we have 2x minus 3x, what will it give us? This gives us minus x. 2x minus 3x will give us minus x, right? Because 2 minus 3 will give us 1. Okay, so now it means that 2 root 3 minus 3 root 3 will give us minus root 3 to give us minus root 3. And that is our final answer. Root 3 is our final answer. Okay. Uh, all right, so now let's look at another one. Let's look at another one. Let's look at this. Now we have done addition, we have done subtraction. Let's look at division. Okay. Number 4. You have to simplify 1 over root 3. 1 over root 3. You have to simplify 1 over root 3. All right, so now the first thing we are going to do is to rationalize. What we are going to do is to rationalize. Rationalize. That's what we are doing. We are going to rationalize. And what it means to rationalize is, this root 3 as a denominator cannot be there. Rational number cannot be a denominator. All right. So what I'm going to do is to rationalize it. And when you rationalize it, this is what we do. We have 1 over root 3. We are going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by root 3. All right, so this root 3 that we have here, we are going to use it to multiply the numerator and the numerator itself. Okay, so now 1 times root 3 will give us root 3. Will give us root 3. And root 3 times root 3 will give us, root 3 times 3 will give us 9. Okay, so we have root 3 over square root of 9 is 3. All right, so that means that 1 over root 3, after rationalizing it, we have it to be root 3 over 3. We have to be root 3 over 3. Okay, now let's look at another question like that. Let's look at another question like that. That is number 5. Number 5. All right, so let's simplify, or let's rationalize. I'm coming. 5 over 3 root 2. Okay, 5 over 3 root 2. Okay, can anyone here do this? Can we try it? Can somebody try this? Let's see if someone can try it. Okay, so I'm waiting. Can someone try it? Let's solve it. We should rationalize or simplify 5 over 3 root 2. Is anybody solving it? All right, so is anybody solving it? 5 over 3 root 2. Okay, so let's solve this. All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to rationalize it, as I've said before. All right, rationalize it means that we're going to multiply both the numerator and denominator by square root of 2. We don't necessarily need to include these three, right? So we just want to multiply by the rational number, all right? So what we do is we multiply it by root 2, we multiply these two by root 2. Okay, so we have 5 times root 2 will give us 5 root 2 over, now 3 root 2 multiplied by root 2. You know, root 2 times root 2 will give us root 4. All right, so from there, we have 5 root 2 over square root of 4 is 2. Sorry, square root of 4 is 2, and as we are written it, and from there we have 5 root 2 over 3 times 2 is 6. And this is our final answer. That is our final answer. It's 5 root 2 over 6. So when we simplify 5 over 3 root 2, we have 5 root 2 over 6. All right, so let's look at another one. Let's look at another one. All right, so let's look at another one. Okay, in this case, we want to expand. We want to expand, that is question 6. Let's expand root 2 plus root 3 squared. Root 2 plus root 3 squared. Right, so let's expand that. So what we do, we are going to write this in two places. We are going to write root 2 plus root 3. We're going to write that again, root 2 plus root 3. Right, because we have this square. If we have a square, it's same thing as a times a. Right, so now let's expand. Now, how do you expand this? Root 2 times root 2 will give us root 4 plus root 2 times root 3 will give us root 6 because 2 times 3 will give us 6. Plus, now we have used this to expand this. We're going to use this now. Root 3 times root 2 will give us root 6 plus root 3 times root 3 will give us root 9. Okay, so now we can find square root of 4. Square root of 4 is 2. So we have 2 plus, now these are root 6, they are common terms. Root 6 plus root 6, that is 2 root 6. We have 2 root 6 plus, what is square root of 9? Square root of 9 is 3. Now, we can add this and this together. These are because 2 root 3. 2 plus 3, we can add it together. And that's 5 plus 2 root 6. This is the final answer. If we expand this will be our final answer. I hope we are getting it. Yeah, welcome to my live video. You're welcome. Please don't forget to like the live. You can share it so that more people can join. All right, so let's look at another one. Let's look at another one. Let's look at another one. Let's look at another one like this. Let's expand. Okay, let's just write 5 minus 2 plus 3 squared. Okay, so let's expand this. Just like I've said before, we are going to write this in two places because the square means we're writing this in two places. So we have 5 minus 2 root 3, and then we have it again, 5 minus 2 root 3. And let's do our expansion. 5 times 5 will give us 25. Then 5 times minus 2 root 3. Okay, so we have minus, so 5 times 2. This 5 times 2 will give us 10. And then you write the root 3. Then move on to this place. We have minus 2 root 3 times 5. So we have minus 5 times 2 is 10, and we write root 3. And lastly, minus times minus. No, because we want to multiply this with this, so we have to multiply the sign as well. Minus times minus give us plus, and then 2 root 3 times 2 root 3. So these two here, we multiply these two here, which is 4, and also root 3, we multiply root 3. Because what we have is minus 2 root 3 times minus 2 root 3. Okay, so minus times minus will give us plus. That's the first thing. Then 2 times 2 will give us 4. And root 3 times root 3 will give us root 9. That's how to multiply that. So the answer is plus 4 root 9. All right, so now from there, we have 25 minus 10 minus 10. These are like terms. Minus 10 minus 10 give us minus 20 plus 3, and then plus 4. What is square root of 9? Square root of 9 is 3. So now we have 25 minus 20 root 3 plus 4 times 3 will give us 12. So from here we can collect like times. Okay, 25 and 12. We have 25 plus 12. And 25 plus 12 give us 37. So the final answer is 37 minus 20 plus 3. This is our final answer. 37 minus 20 with 3, because I added 25 and 12. Like 25 plus 12 give us 37, then minus 20 with 3. I hope we are getting it. Okay, so let's look at another question that look exactly like this. Well, we'll just proceed to another type. Okay, that is our final answer. You are welcome, guys. You are welcome. Don't forget to like and share the live, and you can also subscribe. All right. So now let's look at another question. Now let's simplify number 7. Number 7, let's simplify 220 minus root 45. 220 minus root 45. Okay, so As I've said before, we are going to look for factors of 20, and one of those factors must be a perfect square number. These are the perfect square numbers that I listed earlier. And we are also going to look for factors of 45, and one of those factors must be a perfect square number. You can also pick that from the ones I've listed. So it means we have 20. Now, possible factors of 20. We have 1 times 20, 2 times 10. We have 4 times 5. So 4 times 5 is the best to use because 4 is a perfect square number. And also 45, we have 1 times 45, we have 5 times 9. Okay, so we can use 9 times 5 because 9 is a perfect square number. All right, so now we're going to apply one of the rules of sorts, and this is the one we are applying. All right, so we have 2, and this can be root 4 multiplied by root 5 minus these 2, we have root 9 multiplied by root 5. Okay, so I have applied one of the laws, one of the rules of sorts, and this is the one I have applied. So we can find square root of 4. Square root of 4 is 2, so that gives 2 root 5. Square root of 9 is 3, that gives 3 root 5. Now we can multiply these two and this one. We can open this bracket. When we open brackets, what it simply means is we're multiplying this and this, which is 4. 4 root 5 minus 3 root 5. Okay, so 4 root 5 minus 3 root 5. What is the final answer? The final answer is just like you having 4x minus 3x. If you factor out root 5 is common. By the time you factor it out, you are going to do 4 minus 3. That is this 4 minus 3. And then you can also use this. 4x minus 3x will give us x. All right. So it means 4 root 5 minus 3 root 5 will give us 1 root 5, which is something as what? Root 5, which is our final answer. So our final answer is root 5. If you simplify 2 root 20, 2 root 20 minus root 45 is going to give us root 5 as our final answer. So our final answer is root 5. Now let's look at another question. Let's look at another one. If you don't understand, please let me know. And if you have other questions, you can as well ask. So welcome guys, welcome. Thanks for joining the live. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to share the live so that we can have more people join it. And can also subscribe for more videos like this. All right, so let's look at another question. Let's look at another one. Okay, so this one says number 8. We have to simplify root 150, square root of 150 minus square root of 54. the square root of 150 minus square root of 54. Now, factors of 150 that will give us a perfect square number. Also, factors of 54 that will give us a perfect square number. For 150, we can use, let's try, what do we try? 150. For 150, we can use 15 times 10. None of it is a perfect square number, so we can't use it. Also, we can use 25 can, yes, 25 can do this. 25 times what will give us 150? 25 times 6. Is it 25 times 6 now? 4, 5, 6, yes, 25 times 6. 25 times 6 will give us 150. So we can use 25 times 6 because 25 is a perfect square number. Okay, so we can use 25 times 6 because 25 is a perfect square number. So we sort out 150, 25 times 6. So this is 25 times 6. Okay, now let's look for factors of 54. 54. Right, so if you use, you can use 2. 2 times what will give us 54? 2 times 27, I think. Yes, 2 here is 2. Okay, so none of this is a perfect square number. We can't use it. Let's look at another factor of this. All right, so 9 times, this will give us 2 times, 9 times 3. So obviously, 9 times 6. 9 times 6 will give us 54. 9 times 6 will give us 54. So, and 9 is a perfect square number. We can use 9 times 6. So for 54, we use 9 times 6. All right, so we're going to apply this law that I gave us earlier. All right, so it means that this will be root 25 multiplied by root 6 minus this one give us root 9 multiplied by root 6. We can find square root of 25. Square root of 25 is 5. So we have 5 root 6 minus square root of 9 is 3. That is 3 root 6. So can we subtract 3 root 6 from 5 root 6? Yes. Root 6 is common. We can factor it out. Root 6 is common. We can factor it out. Or this is same thing as having 5x minus 3x. 5x minus 3x will give us 2x. And then we can say root 6 same thing as x. So 5 root 6 minus 3 root 6 will give us 2, because they are like terms, we both have root 6 in common. So the final answer is 2 root 6. 2 root 6. Now let's look at another one. I have enough questions. So let's keep going until we are tired. All right, number 9. Question 9. Question 9 says we should simplify root 5 plus root 20 over root 2. Root 5 plus root 20 over root 2. So we are going deeper. We are going deeper. So how do we do this? You know, I told us initially that when you have this rational number as a denominator, we're going to rationalize it. Okay, so what it means is, you know, I said that if we have 1 over root a, what do? It becomes 1 over root a times root a over root a. Okay, I can say this is one of the laws. That is rationalization. We want to rationalize it. Okay, so that's what we are doing in that place. That means that we have 5, okay, let's say root 5 plus root 20 over root 2. Rationalize it, multiply this by root 2, also multiply this by root 2. All right, so now we can multiply this by this. I write root 2 multiplied by 5 root 2, root 5 plus root 20 over this times this. No, I did this times this. That is it. Root 2 times root 2 will give us root 4. So from there, let's expand. Let's expand that. Let's expand that. So now, by the time we expand this, we have root 2 times root 5 will give us root 10. Or 2 times 5 is 10, plus root 2 times root 20, that is 2 times 20, will give us 40, over square root of 4 is 2. I'm going to write that. All right, so the next one is we can write out the factors of 40 and make sure that one of the factors is a perfect square number. And then the best we can have is 4 times 10. 4 times 10 will give us 40. And then you know that 4 is a perfect square number. So we have root 10 plus this will give us 4 times 10, which is give us 40 over 2. What is square root of 4? Square root of 4 is 2. So we have root 10 plus square root of 4 is 2. We write it out. What do we have there? Root 10 over 2. Okay, so from there, you know, we have root 10 plus 2 root 10. What it simply means is, let's say we have x plus 2x. That is what it means. Root 10 plus 2 root 10, because if you factor out root 10 is common. If you factor it out, we are going to have something like this. So root 10 plus 2 root 10 will give you 3 root 10. Root 10 plus 2 root 10 is same thing as 3 root 10. So it means finally we have this to be 3 root 10, 3 root 10 over, what do we have in this place is 2. This is our final answer. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, I think you can see it. That is our final answer. Root 10 plus 2 root 10 is 3 root 10, and that is 3 root 10 over 2. So if you simplify this, that is what we get. Okay, all right. Welcome to my live video, guys. Welcome. Don't forget to like this live. Don't forget to share and also comment your question. If you have any question, you can write it out. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. All right, so let's look at more. I have more questions. I have enough. I have enough. So let's keep going until we are tired, as I said before. But don't forget to share this live. Don't forget to share this live so that I can have more people join us. Can have more people join us. All right, so let's look at another one. So let's look at another one that is very similar to this. And let's see how we can also do it. Let's see another one that is similar to it. Okay. Number 10. Root 50 plus root 18 over root 8. Welcome, welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. All right, so we have something that is similar to what we just did, and that is root 50 plus root 18 over root 8. Okay, so what do we do? Let's write out the factors of those numbers, and don't forget one of the factors must be a perfect square numbers that you can find their square root. So let's start with 50. 50 we can do 25 times 2. 25 times 2 for 50. And you know 25 is a perfect square number. For 18, we can do 9 times 2 will give us 18. And for root 8, what do? We do 4 times 2. 4 times 2 will give us 8. Okay, so since we can find the square, we have each of them has a perfect square number. We can easily find their square root. Okay, so what is square root of 25? It is 5. So we have 5, then this root 2 plus what is square root of 9 is 3, and we have that root 2 over what square root of 4 is 2, and we have that root 2. Okay, so now you can see that they have root 2 in common. If you factor out the root 2, you can factor out the root 2 and add the 5 and the 3. Or as I've said before, you can also say it is like 5x plus, this is 5x plus 3x. So it's equivalent to that. You can do it that way. So 5x plus 3x will give us 8x. That means 5 root 2 plus 3 root 2 is what? 8 root 2. So that's 8 root 2. From here, we have 8 root 2 over, this place we have 2 root 2. 2 root 2. Okay, so now from here, root 2 can cancel root 2. Then we have 8 over 2. Also, 2 here 1, 2 here is 4. So it means our final answer is 4. It means our final answer is 4. That's our final answer, it's 4. So when we simplify root 50 plus root 18 over root 8, the final answer is 4. Let's look at another one. Let's look at another one. Thanks, guys, for joining. Please don't forget to like the live. Don't forget to share it. And also, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. So let's look at another one. I have enough. Now, from the questions we have solved so far, you can see that we've been applying just the 2 rules of sorts that I gave us. I told us we have 2 major rules of sorts, and those are the rules that I have been using since I started this class. I've been using those 2 rules to solve the problems. Now let's look at another one. All right, number 11, question 11. Let's look at something that looks like that. Let's simplify 5 root 5 minus root 45 over root 20. So we have 5 root 5 minus root 45 over root 20. Okay, so let's solve this. This is similar to what I solved previously. This is similar to what I solved previously. So now what we are going to do is look for factors of 45, and one of the factors must be a perfect square number. And the perfect factors to use is 9 times 5. 9 times 5 will give us 45. Okay, so also for 20, factors of 20 that have one of it to be a perfect square number is 4 times 5. 4 times 5 will give us 20 because 4 is a perfect square number. 4 times 5. Okay, so we have 5 root 5 minus square root of 9 is 3. That gives 3 root 5. All right, so square root of 9 is 3, and that's 3 over square root of 4 is 2, and that's 2 then we have root 5. Okay, now from here, 5 root 5 minus 3 root 5. 5 root 5 minus 3 root 5 is 2 root 5. It's equivalent to saying 5x minus 3x. 5x minus 3x will give us 2x. Okay, 5x minus 3x will give us 2x. So that is what we are doing. Now, so 5 root 5 minus 3 root 5 will give us this, will give us 2 root 5. We can as well factor out root 5. Okay, so, and then over, this is another 2 root 5. 2 root 5. Now, 2 root 5 over 2 root 5 will give us 1. Because this, everything here will cancel everything here. And what we have left is 1. So it means 2 root 5 over 2 root 5 gives 1. And that's the final answer. Our final answer is 1. Okay, our final answer is 1. So when we simplify 5 root 5 minus root 45 over root 20, the answer we have is 1. Okay, so let's look at more questions. I have more. Let's look at more. All right, Mary, thank you. Thank you. I'm just seeing your message now. All right, thank you for joining. Thanks. Really appreciate it. Okay, so don't forget, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. All right. Mary, I don't know if you are still there. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's look at another one. Let's look at another one. Question 12. Number 12. Let's simplify 3 plus root 6 over root 3. All right, so this is also similar to what we've done before. It's also similar to what we've done before. So let's simplify 3 plus root 6 over root 3. Okay, so in this place, what we are going to do is we are going to rationalize, because 6, you can't find square root of 6, and there's no way you can split it to have one of the factors to be a perfect square number, and also 3. So when we see a question like this, what we're going to do is to rationalize. We're going to do what? Rationalize. And to rationalize means that you multiply this with both the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so it means we have 3 plus root 6 over root 3, multiply this by root 3 over multiply this by root 3. Okay, so that is what it means. And then, you know, we are going to multiply this by this, and so multiply this by this. So multiply each of them. Root 3 times 3. That is this times this times this. Then we do this times this. So 3 times root 3 will give us 3 root 3 plus root 6 times root 3. 6 times 3 will give us 18 over root 3 times root 3 will give us root 9. All right, so you're welcome, guys. You're welcome. So we can find, we can split this 18 to 2, like write the factors of 18, and one of the factors will be a perfect square number, which is 9 times 2. 9 times 2 will give us 18, right? 9 times 2 will give us 18. So it means we have this to be 3 root 3 plus this will give us 9 times 2 over, now square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 9 is 3. From there, what square root of 9 here is 3. So we have 3 root 3 plus square root of 9 is 3. We write it, okay, over 3. All right. So square root of 9 is 3, and that's 3 root 2. Now, if you look at it, 3 is common. Okay, 3 is very, very common. 3 is common here. We can factor it out. We have 3. What we have here is root 3, and then we have root 2 over this 3. And finally, now we can see this 3 cancel this 3. So we have root 3 plus root 2 to be our final answer. So our final answer is root 3 plus root 2. That's our final answer. Root 3 plus root 2. It's our final answer. All right, so I want us to look at this very well. I have more. Let's put more questions. And if I said if we have any question, drop it. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to drop it. If you have any question, do not hesitate to drop it. And please, like the live, share it so that more people can join. Okay, so let's look at another question. Actually, let's look at another question. All right, so let's look at another question. So number 13. We have 3 simplify 3 root 20 plus 10 over root 5. 3 root 20 plus 10 over root 5. So let's simplify this. All right, so we can rationalize this. Let's rationalize this. That's 10 over root 5. And then for this, we can split it to 4 times 5. 4 times 5 will give us 20. All right, so now, as I've said, factors of 20, and one of the factors must be a perfect square number. Then plus rationalize this. That is 10 over 5 times root 5 times root 5. Rationalization. Okay, so from here, this is 3. Square root of 4 is 2. We can put it out with 5. Square root of 4 is 2 is out. And then 10 times root 5 is 10 root 5 over with 5 times root 5 give us root 25. So from there, 3 times 2 is 6. So that gives 6 root 5 plus 10 over root 5. And then square root of 25 is 5. Okay. So 5 can divide 10. 5 there 1. 5 there is 2. So we have 6 root 5 plus 2 root 5. Okay. We have 6 root 5 plus 2 root 5. Let's factor out root 5. Let's factor out root 5. What do you have here? 6. What do you have here? 2. Okay, so 6 plus 2 is 8. 6 plus 2 is 8, so it's same as root 5 multiplied by 8. Finally, that is 8 root 5. That is 8 root 5. Okay, guys. That is 8 root 5. Okay, guys, we are coming to the end of this video. I'm going to give us some questions to solve. And when we solve it, we can drop our answers in the comment section. Just write our answer in the comment section. So I'm going to give us a few questions to try and drop our answer in the comment section.